Because I feel like a lot of the characters that have massive buffs I don't really play, so I'm not sure what difference it makes either way, but I'm sure the educated people in chat can correct me if I start making mistakes. But yeah, alright, so general gameplay adjustments. Move list corrections, yeah, some of the move lists moves were incorrect. Improvements to AI logic, fine. Added third, yeah, so this is the big deal. Added third tournament variations for all characters, which can be used in Combat League, offline tournament mode, and any competitive mode enabled. So if you do practice mode and you have competitive mode enabled, you can choose one of these new variations. Added a visual indicator when you have new items. That's cool because obviously when you get new stuff, I have no idea what I've unlocked. Added new animations. Oh, there you go. That's what somebody just mentioned in chat. Caliping Sumo just said. New animations for solo characters when losing a round. New brutalities. That's awesome. New end of round taunts. So we're just discussing. There's a new noob one. Visual prompts. I think that's fine. Prolong the fatality. Oh, so that's like when you can down one somebody like 50 times. Fine. Yeah, this is a bug. Yeah, I saw this. It was a thing where so flawless blocking is when you press block just in time, just as you're about to hit an attack, just about to block an attack, and you get something called a flawless block, which means you can do something afterwards, a reversal. But there was a way that you could do it where you could hold it down. Yeah, this one. Can no longer be circumvented after you successfully lost something and continue to hold the button. That was a bug. So these were both bugs. I'm glad they fixed those. Not that, I can't imagine they made that much difference, but several issues when various projectiles were being reflected. That'll be interesting because obviously they're introducing more characters with projectile reflex now, so it'll be interesting to see how that's interacted. Fix an issue that would cause a character to turn in the wrong direction. Yep, that's happened to me many times. Input for breakaway, oh, thank God, has a small buffer. So we can actually break from stuff now, that's good. Hits that now connect to an opponent's armor while they perform a breakaway will now show up on the combo counter. That's interesting. Because breaking away from a combo, breaking away doesn't make you invulnerable, it just tips you out of the combo. That's why people down 2 after a breakaway, because even though it means you can't be comboed anymore, it doesn't make you invulnerable, so that's the maximum amount of damage you can get. Most regular jumping attacks. Increased victim region. I'm guessing that means that the hurt box on jumping attacks has been amended somewhat. Accessibility telling, fine. Rework the store. Yep, that's cool. Added bundles. But it seems now that the store lasts for 3 days instead of 1. So, I don't know what difference that makes. Minor online stability. I'll believe that when I see it. Fixed several rare online desync. Cool. I'll believe that when I see that too. Crypt. Added new time chests. Fine. Added new nether forge recipes. Fine. This is the thing that I like. Added a completion indicator. So now, if you go to the crypt and you walk up to the heads, you can see how many of those heads that you have. And I've got like 21 out of 25 for every character. Apart from Khabar, I've only got 13. So yeah, that's a very welcome change, because it was really stupid that you just had to guess until you got it, or you just sat there grinding it without realizing what you were doing. Towers of Time, added a 9th tower platform. Yep. New game mode. Yeah, so the new game mode looks quite cool. It is like a tag sort of thing where it's like a boss fight, but the 3 of you do it at the same time. They mentioned it on the combat cards last week. It seems quite interesting, but I'm not sure how much we'll do that. Added more detail where to get. So now if you go to customization, they've already sort of implemented this. If you go to customizations and you scroll down, it will say like Towers of Time, character specific, or crypt from so-and-so, or AI battle, or... So it does say you now, but they're giving you even more details, so that's cool. Added additional possible rewards, that's cool. Tag and cup, yeah, I saw that today. First time completion rewards for brutal difficulty. Yeah, so before, if you unlocked brutal difficulty, a lot of the time you just get augments, but now it makes it look like they're going to give you actual rewards for it, so that's cool. Tarkatan Camp Flaming Skull interaction will no longer be visible before it is available to be used. Oh, so now I guess you can use it anyway. Alright, cool. Alright, so now we're into the character stuff. This is interesting. So a lot of this is going to be added third variation, whatever, and then I'm imagining a lot of it is just going to be adjusting the third variation moves that they originally not anticipated were going to be competitive. So adjusted the hit regions of all 4 hits of Baraka Zerka and changed them. Okay, cool. Reduced the block stun of the third hit of Baraka Zerka by 10 frames. Okay, so that's made it less plus on block. Or easier to punish anyway. Baraka Zerka amplified startup is 4 frames slower and has 1 more active frame. Greatly increased pushback. Okay, so they've taken it out of the non-amplified version and they've given it to the amplified version. The hit stun, the block stun. Baraka Zerka amplified when flawless block has 10 less block stun frames. And then you get rid of it when it's flawless blocked. Leg Kebab has 1 more active frame. It's 2. Okay, yeah, because this was plus 19, so they've made it plus 5 now. So with a lot of these moves, like Scarlett's blood, whatever, that was like plus 17. I'm sure they've nerfed that. A lot of these moves had restands in the casual versions, which meant that they were super plus, which meant you got free setups essentially after you hit them. But now in competitive, they're just making them... They're still... I mean, plus 5 is still good, but it just means that it's not free now. Cassie Cage. So she's now got Flying Glow. Oh yeah, Baraka. So in this variation, I'll go through what they've got. Leg Kebab, Blade Charge, and Baraka Zerka. So Leg Kebab is the leg stab, sort of like Aaron Black's one in MKX. Blade Charge is he runs at you and stabs you. And Baraka Zerka is the swipes. So Cassie has now Sups OD, Flying Glow Kick. So that's the Shadow Kick where she grabs the drone. BLB Advanced, and that's the, as Anishan said in chat yesterday, the taunt, not the taunt, the interactable almost, where she flies away. And then at the energy bounce is where she shoots the drone and then energy ball flies across the screen. Yeah, and it's interesting that you used that comparison, Anishan. Because you said it's like an interactable, and now they're making it cost 50 defensive meter, so... Yeah, it's interesting that you used that analogy yesterday. Flying Glow Kicks, push back and block. Yep, that was very... I mean, it is a high, but it did push you back miles. Shoulder charge and incorrect animation. Now considered airborne. Fixed drone. Using so it just seems more like animation stuff. Okay. So now the gun, the thing that shoots the gun and the green ball flies across the screen, it's no longer considered a projectile. So you can probably reflect it. I don't know. So you can't reflect it anymore, basically. Maybe you can reflect it with amplified smoke shake, but I thought you said Cassie's leap was like an interactable. Hey, Chaplos, how's it going, my man? Because she just flies away or flies in. Centurion, Born Again, Conflux of Elements and Deadly Winds. Deadly Winds is, I think, the tornadoes that she throws at you. I'm not sure what Conflux of Elements is. Is that when she buffs herself? Yeah, see, there's winners. There's winners and there's losers. Yeah, I mean, even in my chat, as I was just saying, some people are happy, some people aren't happy. There's this patch is goddamn awful, and then 3 messages down, this is the greatest update of MK11. Hey, GX. How's it going? You good? So yeah, some people are really happy, some people are not happy at all. It's very, very much a divided opinion at the moment. People seem to be thinking Centurion's still really good. Conflux of Elements has a faster recharge rate. I think it's less about this variation for Centurion and more that she hasn't been touched at all. I'll stick it in the chat. There you go. But yeah, Elemental Rings no longer gives first hit props. Who cares? Audio issue. Fix an issue with Elemental Ring. Earthquake no longer interacts with projectile destroy moves. Oh, that's cool. Natural Barrier no longer interacts with projectile. Oh, that's interesting. So Nightwolf could actually parry Barrier with his Reflect, which just negated it. So it's interesting that she can't do that. That's a thing now, because now Nightwolf can't reflect barrier, because she would literally do it and it would just vanish if it hit the reflect. Who do you play, Shikamaru? Alright, now we've got Devorah. So she's got Creepy Crawler, Air Flyby, Bombardier Beetle, and Flipping Out. Flyby, I think, is the air dash. Bombardier Beetle is like a little bug that crawls along the ground. I don't know what it does when it hits. And Flipping Out is that spinny thing. Mother Bug move can no longer move and attack during resurrection from Devorah. Terminator or Geras? Does that mean Geras and Terminator have resurrections now? Well, Terminator is interesting because that must mean Terminator has a resurrection. I didn't know Geras had one. I guess we'll get to that when we get to it, but that's interesting. Oh, Kotal Oh, my man. My man. Yeah, Kotal. Kotal fans, I think, are the... Morning, Papa. How you doing? Yeah, Kotal fans, I think, are the happiest at the moment, but we'll get to Kotal in a second. Adjust the hit region of swatted. Change the air reaction. A lot of these seem to be just normal bug fixes. No pun intended with Devorah. Flipping out. Hit region, active frames. Flipping out crossing does less recovery. Bombardier Beetle has reduced combo scaling. More hit stun. So I guess if the Beetle hits, you can get more combos. Air Flyby has different gravity. Oh, so now you can actually do air, because before it was just an air dash, it was a bit rubbish. But now you can actually do like air dash combos. That's pretty sick. That's some anime stuff. Yeah, Terminator Resurrection. Yeah, Raiden. We'll get to Raiden. Yeah, so now she's got like an anime style air dash. That should be interesting. Fix an issue with deadly swarm ability. Oh, okay, that's a bug. Aaron Black. Locked and loaded. Nether Beast Trap and Acid Pour. So the trap is the move that he puts on the floor, and if he amps it, he kicks it at you, and it stuns you. And Acid Pour is just a normal on-hit attack that performs a little animation. Acid Pour, and if you amplify it, he pours acid on your head and shoots you. If you don't amplify it, he just pours acid on your head. But it went on for ages, so I think they've changed the animation. Has 4 more hit advantage and will perform a different animation if no bullets are loaded into the rifle. Okay. Can now cause a crushing blow without amplified. That's cool, but you need to have a bullet in your rifle. As support amplified, hit animation changed, does 2% more damage. Alright, can now be performed in locked and loaded stance if an enhanced locked and loaded ability is equipped. Okay, Star Spit, and animation issue, fine. Frost. Arctic Anarchy, Ice Auger, Core Overload, and Ice Quake. Ice Auger was the double projectiles. Yeah, Johnny might even be the new Liu Kang. I think Liu Kang probably will stay the new Liu Kang, but Johnny's definitely going to be the new Liu Kang as well. But we'll get to him in a second. Frost. Ice Auger is the double hitting projectile. Core Overload is the buff that when she amplifies it, if you don't hit her, it can explode and freeze you. And Ice Quake is the dive kick. Okay, so they no longer track. So that makes sense, because before they used to track you. It's now high block. Increased hit advantage. Interesting. Increased hit stun. That means you can combo from it now. Probably better. 20 frames. Ice Quake has 10% of less frames of block stun with less pushback when flawless blocked. Oh, okay. So they've just made it much more punishable. Core Overload has 9 more frames of recovery. Amplified has 7 less frames of recovery. Core Overload and Amplified now correctly boosted damage of Wake Up, Flawless Block attack. Oh yeah, so Core Overload just affects her ice moves. So these are considered ice moves. So it will correctly amplify their damage now. Now causes a freezing reaction before it used to pop them up. Yeah, just don't hit her for 15 seconds. Boring Auger now interacts with projectile destroy moves. Okay. Interesting. Oh, let me just. My brother said he wanted to know when I'm doing Gareth. Yeah, but Citron's laser didn't get nerfed. Johnny just got buffed. So, yeah, Terminator erection. Imagine Terminator erection. Terminator will probably have a resurrection. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea anything about Terminator. There was somebody tweeted actually that they got like in tag battle, Terminator was their partner, and he had like a overhead sort of pound move. He had the shotgun, and he had something else. But again, it's just tag moves, so it might not be how the guy actually plays. Garrus added the competitive mode preset Eternal, which has the following abilities: Reverse Time and Sand Simulacrum. Sorry. So Reverse Time is the move where he can reverse time. I think it's 4 seconds after he last did something. I think it was one of the first moves they showed when Garrus was released. Yeah, Terminator erection. So he basically just reverses time. So if he's on like 10%, if you do like a massive combo and get him on 20%, and before that he was on 70%, he can reverse time and go back to 70%. Not safe. But it rewinds time. So if you're on 50, if you get comboed to lose like most of your life, you can just rewind time and yeah, you'll go back to the health that you're on. And Sand Simulacrum is it's like a clone. It's like a sand clone. So he puts the sand clone out, and he can either teleport to it, or he can explode it, and it gets you a pop-up. So it'll be interesting to see if he amplifies it, it explodes, and you get to pop up, or he can just teleport to it. So it'll be interesting to see. And in this variation, he still has the command grab and the sand trap, not the sand where he teleports next to you. See, Gauntlet of Ages charge now correctly gets consumed when hitting an armored opponent or opponent frozen by temporal advantage with the Gauntlet attack. See, I told you that was a bug. There's no way that it was supposed to last that long. But yeah, so they fixed that. Fixes rare issues when Garrus is interrupted during a temporal advantage. Fix an issue with Swid and Gwids. Crushing blow not working. Fixed hit sparks. Okay. Amplified sound. Alright, so they haven't changed Garrus at all. They've just given him these new moves. Jackie Briggs. Ground pound, air enhance blast, bionic bounce. So, this is that Spider-Man stuff that we were talking about. So this gives her the ability to basically, she can do like ladder combos. So if you don't know what that is, it's like where you do a combo where you slowly go up and then come back down. So yeah, well they've lost, but that was a bug though. Yeah, they're sort of like Marvel combos, the Jackie ones. He hasn't lost all of his damage, but that's why I never used it, because it was definitely not a... hey, no worries, Talia. Thanks for popping in. But they haven't nerfed anything. They haven't made like X move less frames or taken away more crushing blows or anything. They've just fixed a bug. Yeah, so Jackie can do some weird Spider-Man stuff now. Hey, thanks, Chris. I love you, man. Jackie adjusted the opponent's victim region. Victim region makes me laugh. I don't know why they don't just say hurt box. Adjusted the opponent's victim region during the reaction to going ballistic. Air shrapnel blast has 8 frames of... oh, okay. Increased damage scaling. Yeah. Alright, so this is what they were doing. They were doing the jump and then using air shrapnel blast, which is the down shot, to get the combos. So they can combo from it, but it was doing like 500 damage, so... yeah, now it's just 32%. Yeah. Increases damage scaling. Yeah, so they're just scaling, because before, yeah, it did 50%. So now they're just scaling it right down. Jade, Untamable, Divine Forces, Vanishing Winds, and Deadly Assassin. So Vanishing Winds is the teleport. I can't remember. One of them is a teleport, one of them is a projectile reflect, and one of them is new moves. Divine Forces, amplified damage increased by 20, start up as 10 frames. Amplified on recovery. No longer considered a projectile. Vanishing Winds is the teleport, right? Where she teleports behind you and does that low. There's 5 more block advantage frames and flawless blocked. Okay. Fixed an issue which caused the wrong version. Oh, yeah, it's fine. Jax. Added the competitive mode. Ringer. So Lethal Clap was the move where he just did a clap. Ground Shatter is the different Earthquake. And Outrank is the punch variation. No. Is the punch combo, rather. Oh, no, it's not. I don't know what Outranked is then. Back punch, back punch. Oh, yeah, it's the start of the... Alright. Yeah, it is the start of that new combo. Which has 2 versions. It has a high one, which is plus. And it has a low one, which is safe. But we can have a look at that in practice mode. So it's just basically changing the frame data of those moves. Lethal Clap starts up 14 and recovers faster, yeah, because it was a bit useless before. Is now a mid. Oh. And has a different hit reaction when Jax's heat is at a high amount. Okay, cool. Yeah, Fatal Blow is now a higher block, thank God. I mean, it's still 11 frames and goes full screen, but at least you can duck it and get a punish now. Quad Grab, Crushing Blow input. Adjusted to be 2 frames stricter. That's interesting. So that'll make it harder to do. So Ground Pound can no longer be reflected. Alright, that's interesting because... Yeah, like with Cetrion's barrier, it counted as a projectile, so you could reflect it with Nightwolf's move. So this doesn't make Nightwolf's reflect as powerful as it was, but I mean, it was silly that it reflected I don't know why the ground pound was considered to be a projectile anyway. That was a bit weird. Johnny Cage. So everybody's saying that Johnny Cage is broken. Let's have a look. Outtake. So what it gave him, it got rid of his normal force balls and gave him a low one and a high one. Before, he basically threw them into space. Neither of them were useful. But now it seems that they've been adapted a bit easier as they are. So, they're actually practical. And Rising Star, instead of the flip kick, he now has an uppercut. Like a dragon punch. So ducking victim region increased. Hurt box. So basically what this was, there was a lot of weird whiffing issues on Johnny where if he ducked, because he was so short when he was so low to the ground when he ducked, lots of stuff would whiff on him. So they've increased the hurt box of his duck basically, which means that he shouldn't be able to duck under things that he couldn't duck under before. High force ball and low force ball hit regions adjusted, arc adjusted, block stun increased by 5. Okay, so yeah, so this is what I mean about hit region and projectile arc, because he literally used to throw them in space. They were actually useless, but now I don't know why they were that crap anyway, to be honest with you, because even in a casual variation, if you wanted to use them, they were completely useless. So but yeah, now they're actually practical. Rising Star is the Dragon Punch. Now from 9, yeah, it was 7 frames before. Yeah, hit reaction is changed. 9 more frames of recovery on hit. 4 frames less of recovery on block. So it was safe before. Let's see what it is now. 9 less frames of recovery on miss. Rising Star Amplified is now 17 frames. So he can amplify it to get an overhead. 1 increased push, black and block, and 1 more frame of recovery. So that was safe. So it's still safe, because it was -4 I think before, -5. So it's still safe, but they've just made it slightly less safe. Fix an issue with Mime Time and Say Cheese auto-correcting when amplified. Stunt double and stunt double amplified are no longer considered projectiles. Fine. Khabar. Yeah, Khabar seems... Does it amplified still have no gap? It says 1 less active frame. 17 frames was 19. Or maybe it'll be on this part. Has 3 less active frames, 9 more frames of recovery. 4 less frames of recovery on block. I don't know. Potentially. Yes, that's all. But yeah, I can't see anything here that says it's unflawless workable. Hey, Ice Creamy, how you doing, my man? I can't actually see that it's you, but I can just tell that it's you because you're the only person whose font I can't read. Easy size, how's it going? Oh, GX, thank you for the follow, man. Sorry, I didn't even see that. Thank you for the follow, my man. I remember it coming up, but I was reading. Yeah, Khabar is the one that I'm interested in. That's very much the one I'm interested in. Because now, so he has the low spinner, which is the combo extender, hook grab, which is the anti-air grab, and gas blast, which is a gas move, but it's actually a restand as well. So, gas blast had a block stun increased by 5 frames with increased pushback. Recovery on hit increased by 2 frames, and recovery on block increased by 3 frames. Fine. Gassed blast, lol. Had its block stun increased by 15 frames with greatly increased pushback, recovery increased on hit by 6 frames. Okay, so they've just made it a bit more viable. Oh, so that's all Khabar got, was just gas blast changes. Yeah, I mean, I'll show you the Khabar stuff I've been... Yeah, dude, I was saying that before. Yeah, if I can't see the font, it's Ice Creamy. Yeah, he can do a lot of damage. I was messing around with him before, and I was doing like 60% combos, and this is the first time I've ever played Khabar. I don't know what his optimal stuff is. Kano for the old galloping sumo in chat. Yeah, Khabar does a lot of damage now. Rat Bag, which has the following abilities: Snake Bite, which is the combo extender, and Optic Blast, which is the mid beam. Yeah, now all of his strings are super safe. Yeah, basically, yeah. All of his strings are safe, and now if he hits you, he does 70% damage, so hold that. Optic Blast has been increased damage, that's good. Blade Evade is now 10 frames. So you actually have a mid. That's interesting. Down from 13. It's still... Is it unsafe, though? They did a lot to Scorpion from what I can tell, but we'll get to Scorpion. But from what I can tell, they've nerfed Misery Blade into the ground. But that's just what people have been moaning about on Twitter. I haven't actually looked at it yet. Oh, and towards and 4 punches the mid too. Wow, so he's got 2 mids now. 2 viable mids. That's interesting. Huh, interesting. Adjust the hit region and change the ground and air reaction to the first hit of Snake Bites. That makes it easier to combo, right? Was back 1 with Kano. Yeah, Sonya's projectile. Well, we'll get to Sonya too. Oh, -6. Okay. It was punishable though, right? Or did I make that up? No. Oh, okay. I'll shut my mouth. So that's good. Yeah, so Kano got massively buffed. So that's good for Kano players. Katana. I mean, shit, look at Katana. Bloody hell, she's definitely got the most changes. So Katana was considered one of the worst characters in the game. She got a bit more buzz behind her with Highborn being buffed, but still she wasn't great. But now it looks like they've given her a whole bunch of new stuff. It's going to make her a massive pain in the ass. So she's got... I don't play Katana, so people in chat, please correct me if I'm wrong. So Fan Nado is the fan move that goes along the ground. Low fan toss is what it says. It's a fan toss that hits low. And a Denian twist is the move where it's like Devorah spin, basically, but in the air. So standing 1 has a slightly increased hit region. Can now be special cancel towards. Back punch. So 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Can now be special cancelled, so it's not just a dial-up combo anymore. The last hit to follow the leader can now cause a crushing blow. Dang, okay. Spinning heel back kick as it's reading adjusted. Recovery adjusted. I don't know what that means, recovery adjusted. Does that mean that it's going to be even harder to anti-air her or easier to anti-air her? Fan toss, down toss, recovery 3 down toss. So now, yeah, now her fan toss can be amplified like Khabar. So if Khabar amplifies his air glaive, he lands faster, and now it's the same thing for her. For her, she can amplify it and land fast. But now she can do it in the air, and then cancel it into Edenian twist. Bloody hell! Does that mean she can combo off her air fan toss now? Mid-screen. Low fan toss has a different reaction. Does 2% more damage and can now be directed close or far. Okay. Denian razors. Wake up. Ah, so up 3 makes her go back layer because that was a bit weird. Fan. Yeah, so she's got a new crushing blow, and it looks like they've made her ability to combo from certain moves much easier. But hey, easy kid, makes her first variation more dangerous. Yeah. So yeah, it looks like her combo potential and her stagger game, and especially in her first variation, has been buffed significantly. So yeah, I'm sure we'll see a lot more katanas. It'll be interesting to see people like Samij. I think Dragon even picked her up, Katana Prime. It'll be interesting to see how these like actual katana players use her. Collector. Preset Squander, which has the following abilities. That's more colloquially known as Chakram, Warquoit Toss, and Relic Lure. Change the crushing bow conditional trigger of Warquoit Toss to opponent is hit during a backdash or get up roll. Warquoit Toss startup is now 26 frames. And its block is missed by 7 frames. Okay. Everybody said he got nerfed into the ground. What was the nerf? That it's slower now. Does that mean you can't... Does it change his combos? What's so bad? I mean, obviously 26 from 17 is a nerf. But... What is it about that is it still does, it's so slow, but you can still damage with it, right? It still does the same amount of damage. It does 120 damage if it hits you with it. I think that's the most damaging projectile in the game, and it looks like they haven't nerfed the damage of it. Okay. Okay, so it did. It messed up the combos. Alright. Yeah, I was like, if it still does the damage, but alright, if they've, yeah, alright, yeah, RIP Collector. All those Collector mains were like, finally! Finally. Yeah, but it's the sickle snag paradox all over again, isn't it? If you give us this one move, it's going to change everything. And then they give it to you, and it's like, actually, it doesn't change anything. I mean, yeah, even if he had it, what was his neutral? Forward 1. Forward 1 and hope for the best. But yeah. And then the rest are just bugs. Bug fixes. Ah, so yeah, Kotl. Wow, I think he's got more than Katana, or almost the same. So yeah, so Kotl, Katana, and Kano, the 3 Ks. Yeah, my chat just blew up. All the Kotal Khan fans are extremely happy. So if he's got new competitive variation. Grand Discus, which is the amplified discus, which is the sunbeam where he amplifies it, and it's a mid, and it goes full screen. Amokwali Totem and Tio Yotica Totem. That'll be interesting to find out. Watch Mr. Aquaman stream if you want to figure out how to pronounce those. So that's a damage buff and a defense buff totem. But this is the main thing, I think. So basically, Kotal's command grab, for those that don't know, always used to throw you the other way. So if you had them in the corner and you ended with the command grab, you'd throw them the other way and it'd throw them out the corner. But now you can throw them into the bin. So you can throw them the way that you're facing now, so you can keep them in the corner. So that by itself is an insane buff. Alright, so his projectile has an increased hitbox, and so before it used to be you trade at full screen, but now they've made it so you don't have to be full screen to get the trade. First hit of 26 frame start. Wait, is this? Oh yeah, amplified. So that's the like discus throw, isn't it? He doesn't have that, I don't think. Fixed an issue. Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday. So you do 2 damage and 1 defense, and you get the 3 of both. But now it actually works the same way. Fix the rare audio issue. No considered. Okay, so here we go. Actual frame data changes as well. Dang. Front punch, back punch. So that's 1-2 is now -6. Wait. Front punch, back punch is now -6. Front punch, back punch is now +1. What? Do they mean forward 1 here? This is forward 1, right? Forward 1-2. Oh, 1-2-2. Because they said that says the same thing, so that's mad confusing. Oh, so they mean front punch, back punch is -6, but so this is 1-2, and then 1-2-2 is now +1. And you can flawless block it. Oh, so it's like Shang Tsung's 1-1-2. Or back 1-1-2 rather. 1-2 actually ticks. Oh yeah, because it's more minus. So you can actually tick into it now. That's interesting. Okay, that's cool. So you can just bait the flawless blocks and command grab them. Oh, there you go. Royal backhand towards front punch. Wait, forward 1-2 is +8 on hit. Oh, on hit. I was going to say. Now has 10 frames. 2-2-1 is now -13. Okay, so that's unsafe now. Blade push, that's forward 2. It's faster, 19 frames. Dang. Dang, so he's been hella buffed. Yeah, Kotl, I can see half screen 19 frame mid. Yeah, bloody hell, man. Yeah, Kotl fans, I can see why Kotl fans were popping off this morning. I think, like I said, just this by itself is a significant buff, because the command grab was his best combo ender. Because obviously, if you amplify it, he gets a damage buff. But people wouldn't use it because if you were in the corner, you'd have to end with some shenanigans because you'd end up throwing them out of the corner. But yeah, dang, Kotl just somersaulted out of the dustbin like Groucho from Sesame Street. No, I don't think so, man. I don't think so, honestly. He won't. For these changes, he is definitely not a job anymore. Kung Lao. Wow, he got a lot of changes. So Kung Lao added Order of Light, Spiritual Guidance, and Vortex. So that's the great Kung Lao moves. So like the pew 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 little beams, and Vortex is like the big spin. So now replaces spin. So okay, so normal hat spin is gone, and Vortex replaces it. Okay. Spiritual Guidance startup is faster, yeah, because it was super slow before. Change Crossing Blow of Soul Burst. Crushing Blow does 174 damage. So basically, it looks like from what they've done here. So the Kung Lao thing is essentially a stance that has a different variety of moves. And so he had an up one, like a ground pound one, and then a mid, like a projectile one. And it looks like they were all super slow. And it looks like they've just made it so that they're a bit more practical now. Yeah, alright. That's cool. So, we're seeing more great Kung Laos. Liu Kang. Everybody was writing Liu Kang off because they've made this. Yeah, okay, so forward 4 is now 11 frames from 9. That's a very welcome change. I mean, it seems like he's still the same character, but yeah, we'll talk about this thing. Dragon's Breath, which adds the following abilities: Nunchucker Stance, Kusuri Slam, and Shaolin Vanish. Yeah, so now Liu Kang has a stance, a command grab, and a teleport. So no, it doesn't destroy him, but it makes him less oppressive, which I think was a necessary nerf. 1-2 is still +3. No, it's sent once, Sumo. 1-2 is still +3, so that's interesting. But that wasn't what was, because they're high. So if you read that, you can uppercut it, but this isn't as oppressive now after that. So you can't just do 1-2 +3 and then go into a 9-frame mid into all the other shenanigans. So that's a really good nerf. That's very much needed. It'd be interesting to see how that plays out though. Down and front kick as 5 less frames of block stun, 5 less frames of recovery. Projectile after energy parry has been adjusted. Energy parry performed from a nunchuck stance input changed to match the non-stance move, fine. Energy parry while Dragon's Gift when now correct stun opponent, fine. Yeah, because that didn't work before. Kusuri Slam, so this is the command throw. It's now a 10 frame command throw. Is this a high? Is Liu Kang's command grab a high? I imagine it is. Yeah, nunchuck flurry. That's the move where he goes ape shit with his nunchucks in the nunchuck stance. Bicycle kick amplified can now be formed a maximum of 2 times per combo. Were people doing 3 in a combo? I've never seen that. That'd have been funny. Noob. Pitch Black, which has the following abilities: Sickle Sag, Snickle Sag, Snickle Sag. Sickle Toss and Air Shadow Dive. So Sickle Snag is the combo extender. It's sort of the same as Khabar's out of the air hook grab. Sickle Toss is he throws a sickle and it's an overhead, and if you amplify it, a clone comes out and launches you. And Air Shadow Dive is the dive kick where he jumps in the air and shoots a shadow clone down. 5 less frames of block stun and recovers slower, so it's easier to punish. Sickle Toss Amplified now has an increased hit region when in a combo. Oh, so that makes it easier to combo, I guess. Shadow Slide Amplified no longer interacts with projectile reflect moves. I didn't know that. Fixed issue with Shadow Cycle visual effects not disappearing properly after it was destroyed by certain moves. Alright, so nothing really with Noob. What changed with Noob's Crushing Blow? Oh, really? What? Which one? Oh, really? Wow, that's a shame. Galloping Sumo in chat just told me he's been nerfed on the back 132 Crushing Blow and the 10 shadow tackles. Really? Wow, I don't think he needed that, but stealth nerfs for the win. Raiden, oh bless. Rip in peace, Raiden. So, the Raiden players on my Twitter are extremely unhappy. Raiden is arguably considered to be one of the worst characters of the game since it came out. All of his staggers are unsafe. There's massive gaps in all of his strings which can be flawless blocked. Storm Cell, which is his spinny hand move ends in a high, which means you can get full punished every single time just by ducking the last hit. Yeah, so he's considered whack, basically. Similarly to Kotal, well, old Kotal, and those bottom tier characters. He just didn't have the tools. And now they've added this third variation, which has Joe Push, which is this staff move, where he teleports behind you and launches you up in the air, and Lightning Rod, which is he throws the staff across the screen. And... yeah, I can imagine Stutter being extremely unhappy. Yeah, so Joe Push now replaces Electric Fly instead of Lightning Bolt. So he doesn't have Superman Dive anymore. Instead he's got this whack staff move, which whiffs, it looks like it whiffs a lot. Obviously his back 1-2 is still minus. They haven't changed any of his frame data, which is weird because so they've changed Kotal. They've realized that certain characters have untenable frame data in the way that this game is played currently. They have untenable frame data, and they need to be adjusted accordingly so that they're more viable, right? Apart from Raiden, I just don't understand. And this variation doesn't add anything. So now they've taken away his Electric Fly, so you can't make back 1-2 safe ever. Because people do back 1-2, cancel into Electric Fly, and then cancel that, because you can cancel out. Hey, Nish. But now, he's unsafe on everything, and this move whiffs all the time. So, yeah, Raiden definitely needs... Raiden is in the dustbin. In a tot? What does that mean? In a tot, you tit. What are you talking about, bro? So yeah, I don't even want to... Oh, Tower of Time. Oh, cool. Alright. How much longer is the Tower of the Time... How much longer has Tower of Time got? It must have another hour, right? We're almost finished. Oh shit, no we're not. Alright, let's take a quick intermission, see what... Yeah, so pour some Fs out for Raiden. Okay, well we'll do the Terminator Tower of Time then quickly, and then we'll come back to... Come back to the patch notes. But yeah, Raiden sucks. He's dead. Obviously, he can still play Thunderwave, but... I mean, why would you? When you can do all sorts of weird shit with the other characters. Alright, so... Nish in chat... Yeah, was he ever alive? Yeah. Yeah, how can you kill that which is already dead? Collector... I can't see anything. Let's see what my brother's posted in chat. Oh, this is what I told you about on Twitter. That guy accidentally got Terminator amped stuff. Yeah, this is the tweet. All right, let me show you. Let me show you guys. The video quality on Twitter is so trash. So, I'll wait till it... So yeah, so these are his moves I was telling you about. Shotgun Blast, some overhead, and then something else. So you can see the Shotgun Blast. Oh, that looks like a low mid, I guess? String. And then he's got that ground pound, that overhead. Oh! And he threw whatever the hell that was. It looked like he threw a banana at the guy. Oh no, it's a grenade. Okay. So... yeah, Nish came straight in with that, read all about it! So that'd be interesting. Yeah, he threw a flaming banana at the guy. No, I mean, that's still, yeah, Nick coming in to save the day. That's still interesting, but, you know, we'll see it properly tomorrow? Well, actually, they said today, right? They said October the 1st, so it'll be released at some point today. If it's on, when it's on stream, fight you. Yeah, okay, we'll do a set after this. We'll do a set after this. Because I want to test out new Shang anyway. So, yeah, so Raiden's dead. Forget about him. There's only one Elder God now, and it sure as hell isn't Raiden. He went to consult the Elder Gods and just never came back. Scorpion. Burning Spectre, which added the following abilities. Misery Blade and Air Sin Blade. Sin Blade has now 5 more frames of block stun with increased pushback when follows blocked. Okay. Tsuka Poke. So I'm guessing that's the Misery Blade cancelled to 3. Has 5 more frames of block stun with slightly increased foot pushback and 9 more frames of recovery. It's still safe, isn't it? I mean, it was -2 before, so 5 more frames of block stun means it's -7. That's still safe though, right? Am I missing something here? I mean, we can test it, but doesn't seem like it was that nerfed. I thought it was going to be like -20. Meh. Scarlett, yeah, she looks really cool. Added the competitive mode preset Hemorrhage. Boiling Point, Crimson Shield, and Red Mist. So Boiling Point is the Gera style sand trap move. Most of the time it's -6. Yeah, I mean... No, I'm not doing Koth today. Yesterday was harrowing. I just wanted to play characters and learn, and you guys were just absolutely zipping the shit out of me. So we can do sets, so at least I can adapt a little bit and actually get some game time in. No, we'll just do sets. I'll just do sets against you guys if you want to do sets. We can do 1st to 5s or 1st to 10s or something, but I'm not doing... I'm not doing a King of the Hill again. Not until I know how to play. Yeah, not until I could... not until I know how to play my characters. Because yesterday was just like, so how do I do this? And then Anishan was just turning me into a Baraka kebab. Cecil was... why? You know it's all in good faith or whatever it is. It's because he respects you as a player. You're the only one of us that can beat him. Scarlett. Added the competitive hemorrhage. Yeah, so Boiling Point is the sand trap style move that she has. Crimson Shield is a buff, which means she takes less damage, and Red Mist is a restand. And it puts a dot on herself, which works. It doesn't hurt her, but it works similarly to Erron Black, Acid, or Sunray, in that if you stand next to her, it does damage. Ah, there you go. Active frames now reduced from 5 down from 10. 10 less hit advantage, and the dot will no longer damage the opponent when she is in hit stun. Oh, okay. So before, if you were comboing Scarlett and she had the buff on, you would still take damage. But now, if you have the buff and you're doing a combo on her, you won't take damage. That's good. Start up is now 23 frames. That's a massive buff because it was super slow before. So that means you'll be able to combo it better now because there were certain combos where because it took too long to start because of the gravity of moves, it got you couldn't combo into it. Damage has been adjusted. Killer Clot. These aren't competitive moves. Okay, Sonya. 10 Hut. Summon Cat Turret and Turret Trauma. So this puts the little turret and makes it mortal enemies. Yeah, they're eternal rivals now, like Ash and Gary. Was it Gary? Who was the rival in Pokemon? But yeah, so now she has the little turret. Now recovers 10 frames slower on hit. Yeah, so basically nerfed it a little bit. I don't think you're going to see any of these Sonyas, if I'm going to be honest with you, but yeah. Sub-Zero. Preset Avalanche, Arctic Trap, and Creeping Ice. Arctic Trap is the Ice clone, and Creeping Ice is... Well, I was going to say the safe low, but 23 frames start, so it's faster, recovers faster, has 5 frames less of block stun. Interesting. Okay, so they've made it less safe on block. Creeping Ice amplified. 5 more with increased pushback. Okay, so they've made it less safe, but I'm still imagine it's going to be quite safe. I can imagine it works very similar to Noob Slide and then Noob Amplified Slide, in which it's punishable, but the pushback means that you can't punish it. But we'll see. But yeah, that was safe before. Um, yeah, yeah, or Gary, yeah, Gary and Ash. Yeah, Jordan is a massive troll. You want fries with that? Yeah, Arctic Trap now lasts 3 seconds, down from 5, bodied. Arctic Trap will now disappear when Sub-Zero is hit by an attack, blocks an attack, has an attack parried, connects with a throw, or has his throw escape. Now it's just, I mean, it's still a setup, right? Now it's just taking away the shenanigans, right? So that'll be interesting. Hey, finally! Polar Axe, Frigid Storm, Death Cycle Barrage, and Arctic Trap can now be projectile parried. Thank you. As a Nightwolf player, formerly Nightwolf player, this was very irritating, but now I guess I can just parry them with smoke. Ground Ice and Ground Ice Amplified. Who cares? No longer interacts with projectile destroying moves. That's interesting because that means that you can do it through Centurion's barrier. So that'll be very interesting. Shao Kahn. Realm Destroyer, that is hands down the best name, third variation name. Skewered, Spear Charge, and Seeking Wrath Hammer. So Skewered replaces Scum Grab, and it's the spear upwards. Spear Charge replaces Shoulder Charge, and he does the roly-poly and throws you in the air and you get a combo. Seeking Wrath Hammer, I think that's the one where he throws it behind you. And it throws it behind him and it goes across the whole screen and comes back. Oh, they've nerfed Skewered already. 11 frames. Yeah, it was 9 frames. Spear Charge is faster now. Yes, so Spear Charge was super. Alright, so that's good. So Jordan must be happy. Because they made it, because it was super slow before and did less damage. So I think Spears, if I'm right, Shoulder Charge is 18 frames. So let me just double check that. So it's only slightly slower than Shoulder Charge now. Oh no, 16 frames. Okay, so yeah, it's only slightly slower than Shoulder Charge now, which is good because 24 frames is pointless. Oh yeah, Nish, are you happy? Nish is a Shao Kahn player. Spear Charge Amplified now starts at 1 frame faster. Okay. Fix an issue. Alright. Yeah, so this is me. Soul Eater, which has the following ability. Shapeshifter's Training. So basically, what they've done is, for those that don't know, Shang Tsung now has, his new variation is all the ninjas, right? But they've taken out, the only thing he has, so he does still have Hellspark. He does still have Hellspark, but he doesn't have Corpse Drop. So, at least he still has Hellspark. That's pretty good. At least he's got a decent projectile. Because I wasn't using it because I thought they were going to get rid of it, but he still has Hellspark, so that's good. Slide Amplified can now be delayed to work better in juggles. Okay. That's the Reptile Slide, I imagine. Fix an issue where some crushing blows are morphed into the opponent, doing slightly higher damage. Yeah, so when Shang Tsung morphs into you, he gets access to your crushing blows. But they do 50% less damage. So they fixed it here, so that does less damage. That's fair. Fix an issue with several characters' weapon playing incorrectly. Fix a bug. Oh, okay, so they haven't changed any of his frame down. Yeah, so from the bits and pieces that I was messing around with before the stream, very briefly, all of the combos that I did were learning does the same. Yeah, just the skulls. That's Hellspark. Ground Eruption is the Ground Eruption. But yeah, that should be interesting. Added a move preset Shaman, which has the following abilities: Spirit Track, Ancestral Hunter, and Lightning Arrow. Wait, which one's... Oh yeah, so Spirit Tracks is the roly-poly, Ancestral Hunter is the amplified roly-poly, right? And then Lightning Arrow is the mid? Okay. Flaming Skulls then. I just used to call it Hellspark. Oh. Okay. Apologies for MKX people. I meant the Fireball. So he's got the Fireball. He doesn't have the Ground Eruption. The Roly-Poly. Yeah. Adjusted the air reaction of Axe Blast. Oh! So that might mean that it's easier to combo from 1-1-1 now in a combo. Because before, the last hit of 1 would knock you up too high, basically. It wouldn't always combo with Rhino Charge. But maybe that means that they've adjusted... maybe that means that you can combo into Roly-Poly now. Slightly adjusted the hit region of Wolf Kick. Okay. Falcon Swap. Back 3, 4. Yeah, that's a low. Okay. Has its hit region adjusted. Hey, good. So his up 2 isn't trash anymore. Oh. It is easier to combo. Yeah, I thought it might be. Oh, nice. Because he's excited for Kotal. Yeah. He's literally like doing backflips. Yeah. And the rest are non-competitive moves. Ancestral Hunter ability now does 70 damage. Oh, that's cool. Oh, so it's been... It's been buffed. It's still crap. And then a bunch of buffs. So, bug fixes. Yeah, I mean, very interesting. Adding the third variations for all the characters. As I was saying on the stream yesterday, I feel like with a lot of these characters, they've already given them their best moves, so adding them a third variation and slightly making them more viable doesn't really change anything, like Jax. Sonya, I mean, nobody's going to use this variation unless it's shenanigans. No, Raiden, I mean, let's quickly talk biggest winners, biggest losers. Biggest winners, Katana, Kano, Kotal, right? Hands down, the three biggest winners. Katana has a whole bunch of new moves, and the ability to cancel from these strings makes her stagger game much more powerful now. She has new crushing blows. Her third variation seems quite strong as well. Kano now has 2 decent mids, so he can actually, you know, similar sort of situation. He can actually stagger now, and he has a bit more of a neutral presence. And Kotal, I mean, but Kotal was already strong though. I mean, these are 3 characters that were considered to be, I'm talking like biggest winners. Yeah, Johnny did win. We might as well go from the top. Go through them. So we've got Baraka, same, unless we see some weird shenanigans. Cassie, again, people wouldn't use this over Yas Queen, especially now that the flyaway move costs a defensive meter. Centurion, I guess, win by proxy because she didn't get nerfed. Devorah seems the same. Aaron Black, I guess, lose because this is rubbish. But again, I feel like with these ones, the ones like Baraka, Cassie, Devorah, Aaron, until we see people actually use them, it'll be hard to believe that they would not use their already good specs. Frost, again, would you get rid of microburst for this stuff? I don't know. Garrus seems interesting with the simulacrum, and reverse time can be a pain in the ass, I guess, if it's used properly. Jackie, they've nerfed a lot of that. They've scaled the damage on those combos. She still has them, so they're still good, but that's going to be an interesting variation to see competitively. Jade actually got a few buffs, because a lot of these moves were super punishable, but now the frame rate of them has been adjusted slightly, so I think that she's won a little bit. Jax, again, would you get rid of Hunker Down? He lost a little bit because of his fatal blow, but he's still Jax. Johnny, yeah, definitely a winner. Now he has 2 9-frame projectiles and a 9-frame safe on block uppercut that you can't flawless block, so that's Oh, Seeking Hammer is high. Alright. Yeah, Sonya's a winner. I mean, the top tier characters are winners like Centurion by proxy of not getting nerfed, but if we're just looking at like added stuff, Khabar I would say is definitely a winner. Not buffed, not nerfed at all, and now he can do insane combos, damage from his combos. Kano, massive winner. Katana, massive winner. As we were saying, Collector, still a loser. Him and Raiden, supporting everyone else at the bottom of the pyramid, holding the pillars up like. Kotal, yep, I'd say the winner of the patch. Kung Lao, yeah, I guess his new moves are cool. It's not going to stop them from just down 3, forward 4 throwing though, so it doesn't really change his game plan. Liu Kang, I would say, how do you kill that which is already dead maybe? 9 frames, that's definitely a loss. Oh, it's a win for everyone else though. And then stance change stuff. The command grab, we'll see. It's the only time will tell. But again, he's still got 2 strong variations. Neither of the other stuff of the variations have been nerfed. So, you know, he's still doing good. Noob, the same. You wouldn't use these 2 overseeing double or Black Sabbath, Dark Sabbath anyway. So, Blair. Raiden. Yep. Scorpion. Yeah, people are crying, but, you know, it's still Misery Blade, right? So, oh yeah, you're keeping Kotal hella out. Sonya, yeah, as Anisan just said in chat, she wins because she hasn't lost anything because she's still Sonya, I guess, but this variation is whack. Sub-Zero, I imagine there's going to be a lot of shenanigans with this, so we'll have to wait and see, but obviously he's still a strong character. Shao Kahn, I would say, yeah, similar sort of thing. As Nisha said, he does lose a crushing blow in this variation, but he still has his other variations, so I don't think he's lost that much. Shang Tsung, meh. I mean, the four ninjas are super strong by themselves. The crushing blow requirements for most of them are a bit impractical, I'd say, outside of a few gimmicks, but he has a lot of tools now. He's got a full screen slide, he's got a good anti-air with the lift, he's got a combo extender with the kick, and he's got a projectile and normal parry now, so yeah, it'll be interesting. And Nightwolf, he hasn't been nerfed at all. If anything, he's been slightly buffed with the 1-1-1 change, so yeah. Very interesting patch. I like all the non-competitive stuff as well, like the quality of life stuff. They've definitely... NetherRealm can never be... As much as you can accuse them for saying one thing or another about the competitive changes, every single one of these changes here, quality of life for the casual changes, like the severed heads, the new item indicators, all of that stuff, is absolutely amazing. New time towers, new mode... You know, hats off to them. They're really trying to make this game, like, give you value for your money with this game. So, and the input buffer for breakaways, that should be interesting now. But yeah,